a millionaire mentor, excuse me. He's got plenty of stories. He's an international best-selling author. He's considered the world's leading expert in internet marketing and is referred to by many, yes, as this millionaire mentor. His reputation is well established in the internet space and publishing field, having launched several successful internet companies. Companies under his leadership generate more than $10 million in sales a year and tens of millions of dollars in revenue. He's here to share his 7 lessons learned on building a $10 million empire. Please welcome Dan Locke.
Dan the man.
Thank you. So, I don't know about yours, but my childhood sucked. I was born in Hong Kong. I came to Canada years ago with no money, no connections, and not a word of the English language on my lips. Now, as you can tell from my accent, English is not my first language. I had to learn it from scratch. Some of my friends, they say I still speak like Jackie Chan. When I was in high school, when I was growing up, I was one of the only 3 Chinese in my school. So I didn't get along with the other kids. They made fun of me, they teased me, they bullied me. I got beat up a few times. So I was alone all the way through high school. Let me ask you a question. How many of you still have friends from those high school days and growing up days? Can you show hands? Well, good for you, because I have none. I have a few enemies, though. So, my mom and dad got divorced when I was 16 years old. And that's unfortunately, my dad had an affair. And that's one of the reasons why my mom didn't want to stay in Hong Kong and why we immigrated to Canada. Also, when I was in Hong Kong, I was getting into a lot of trouble. And I was basically like a punk kind of kid. So if you can imagine going to a country where you don't speak the language. Growing up, I didn't have a lot of confidence. Growing up, I wasn't one of those people, unlike many of you guys, that had big dreams. I wasn't one of those people that was born to do some great or wonderful things. I wasn't one of those people that had great talents. And I wasn't one of those people that know all the right people and all the right places. Because when I first came to Canada, I didn't know anybody. I wasn't one of those people that was very smart. I was what my teacher would say, average intelligence. Maybe sometimes below average intelligence. Depends on the class. So, I wasn't one of those students that had a good resume, that had good education. In fact, I dropped out of college. So not in a million years could I ever imagine I would be doing what I'm doing today. That I would be writing books, that I would be building companies, that I would be speaking, that I would be sharing my story with you. Not in a million years could I ever imagine I would be doing what I'm doing today. You see, how many of you come from, by show of hands, how many of you come from a dysfunctional family? Yeah. Look around the room. Okay, everybody's got one. What's interesting is, it's because of my dysfunctional childhood, and that's what made me a functional achiever that I am today. It's because of my upbringing. It's because of my family's divorce that I learned to be self-reliant. It's because that I'm the only child in my family. That when my mom and dad got divorced, I had to grow up, stop being a fucking kid and be a man. And mature. And grow up and take care of my mom. So I see a lot of people, they see their childhood as wounds. I don't believe that. I believe that your adversity is your advantage. Please write that down. Your adversity is your advantage. Because think about, how do you work out? How do you build a muscle? What do you do? Think about it. When you want to work out, you put stress. You create pain. And then your muscle, basically you destroy the muscle, tear apart the muscle fiber, and then when it grows back, it becomes what? Stronger. Stronger. It becomes stronger. So your past, your childhood, that's not wounds. I believe that's your adversity is your advantage. So my very first lesson that I'd like to share with you is, I hope your childhood sucked too. Because it means you have developed a muscle to endure the pain to succeed in business. Because 96% of the businesses fail within 10 years. Only 4% make it. Just think of a room like that, only 4% make it. Only 4 out of 100 companies survive. And we are just talking about survival, not even being very profitable, very successful. If you think about it, business, the game of business is not for the weak. The game of business is not for the wannabe. If you're a sissy, don't play. The game of business is for the committed. The game of business is for the ambitious. The game of business is for the people who do whatever the fuck it takes to succeed. Woo! It's not for everyone. You see, I don't play golf. I don't watch sports. I don't watch hockey. I don't know how it works or the game. I'm in Vancouver. That's not the right thing to say. But I just don't watch I don't watch sports. You know, and people ask me, but what? Like that's what every guy does. And I say, listen. I'm playing the most competitive sport on the fucking planet. It's called business. It's 24/7, 365 days. There's no rest. Most games, couple hours, that's it. Business every single day, someone is trying to kick your ass. Someone is trying to steal your customers. Someone is trying to grab your market share. Someone is trying to beat you. I don't need to watch a bunch of guys chasing a damn ball to get my thrill. I get a lot of thrill just running my own damn businesses. I get a kick out of it. So think about it. Think about it. How many of you also heard of saying, do what you love and the money will follow? That's a load of crap. Because let me ask you a question. How many of you are doing what you love, you're following your passion, and you ask yourself, you wonder, where the hell is the money? So there you go. That doesn't work. Where the hell is the money? So that's not it. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who is Howard, who is an international sales trainer, international motivational speaker. We were having this conversation discussing about, do what you love and the money will follow. And we were talking and Howard said to me, Dan, you know what I love to do? I would love to just stay home in my underwear, spend time with my kids, have a beer, and watch a basketball game, and just have a slice of pizza. But the problem is, I can't figure out a way for people to pay me and watch me to do that. So I have to get on the road and speak and train and make a living. So yes, you want to follow your passion. I agree with that. I love what I do. I'm a very passionate guy. But what I'm saying is make sure your passion solves a problem in the marketplace. Make sure your passion is unique and compelling. And you make sure your passion adds value to people's lives more than your competitors. And better make sure your passion makes you money. It makes you money. So that's lesson number 2, is not do what you love and the money will follow. Repeat after me. It is love what you do. It is what?
Love what you do.
And you be damn good at it. And you make sure you get paid doing that. You make sure you get paid doing that. Lesson number 3. Write this down. Save yourself before you try to save the world. Save yourself before you try to save the world. You see, the best way to help the poor is not to become one of them. Sometimes in business, you have to be incredibly selfish so you can be incredibly generous. I'll say it again. Sometimes in business, you have to be incredibly selfish so you can be incredibly generous. Oh, well, but Dan, are you saying it's all about the money? No, it's not about the money. It's never about the money. It's about choices. It's about freedom. It's about your lifestyle. It's about living up to your true potential. It is about becoming all you can be. Because it makes no sense to me when you do a good job, you provide a good product or service to the marketplace, and you work hard and still have to struggle to make ends meet. I believe an entrepreneur who does a good job, who provides value to the marketplace, deserves to be well paid. In fact, let me ask you a question. How many of you believe you deserve to be well paid? Absolutely. You deserve to be well paid. Money earned is a byproduct of value creation. Money earned is a byproduct of value creation. It means the more value you deliver, the more people you deliver value to, the more money you're going to make. I make a lot of money because I deliver a lot of value. I serve a lot of people, both in terms of scale and also in terms of impact. It's very, very simple. See, thinking of yourself that you're doing a great job, sacrificing yourself for your business by being poor and noble, it's just not a good idea. It's just not a good idea. Because if you think about it, if you are doing a good job and you're delivering value to the marketplace, and people who you're delivering value to, they're getting value from it, then don't you deserve to make a nice profit and feel damn good about it? Yes? There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I have an incredible mom. Like, my mom is like so kind, so generous, has a lot of friends. I don't know how she does it, but everywhere she goes, she makes friends with everybody, something I want to learn. When I was growing up, my mom was always very supportive. And she would say to me, hey, you know, Dan, when you grow up, you can achieve anything you want. You touch many people's lives, and you'll be rich, and you'll be famous, then you will take care of me. Smart mom. Smart mom. So what drives you? What motivates you? You see, I believe when you, and here's my belief, and you don't have to buy my belief, but here's my belief. I believe when you learn how to make money, you're actually morally obligated to make as much money as you can. Because I believe it is a gift. I believe learning how to make money is a gift and that you should use to the highest degree. And that leads to lesson number 4. Lesson number 4. And that is promotion over creation. Promotion over creation. Promotion over what?
Creation.
Creation. You see, most entrepreneurs, they take too much time creating that perfect product at the right time and making everything is perfect and before they will launch it. Promotion over creation. Most entrepreneurs fail because they're not getting enough attention. What is it?
Not enough
In the
attention.
marketplace. If you want to grow your company, if you want to grow your brand, you want to grow your revenue, you must get attention. Now, Dan, what do you mean by attention? What I'm saying is you need to generating enough awareness that you and your company owns the market. Because if you're not a lead dog, the view is always the same. It's always the same. In any marketplace, you notice there's only usually 1, maybe 2 leaders. When I think of any category, any product, when I say, let's say, blue jeans, what brand comes to mind? Levi's. When I say computer, what comes to mind?
Apple.
Mac or Apple, maybe Windows. Windows kind of like, so you think about it. They only, and you try to think of 3rd, 4th, or 5th place. It's very difficult. So in your consumer's mind, you can only remember 1 or 2 products or services in that category. So you need to get attention. Absolutely need to get attention. And you gotta promote, you gotta be excited about what you do. It is your duty. It is your duty, obligation, to promote your stuff all the time. How often?
All the time.
All the time. Because I have a YouTube channel called Desmonds TV. I have over 200 videos on it. I have a podcast that I do called Shoulders of Titans, where I interview successful entrepreneurs every single week. Also, multi-million entrepreneurs, billionaire entrepreneurs every single week on iTunes. I have hundreds of articles online. I write articles, I give interviews, I do speaking gigs. Constantly, always promoting. And that's not even the main thing I do. That's on top of running and advising the 20 plus companies that I have. I do this on a fucking part-time basis. You gotta understand. Like, if this is what I'm doing, then what the hell you should be doing promoting your business? Whatever action you think you're taking, people think, oh, but Dan, I post like, I did a tweet. But shit, how come my phone doesn't ring off the hook? Like, not one tweet, not 10 tweets, not 100 tweets, 1,000 tweets. Not one fucking video, not 10 videos, 100 videos, 1,000 videos. Because there's so much noise in the marketplace. You need to do so much more to just cut through the clutter. See, let me ask you a question. Are there products and services that are similar to yours right now in the marketplace?
Yeah. Yes.
And they're not as good, but they're selling more. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes.
Why? You notice, if you observe, very often because they're doing more to get attention. Money follows attention. Money follows what?
Attention.
Attention is the new currency. Attention is the new currency. So the obscurity kills businesses. Obscurity kills businesses. So you have to stand out. You have to get your stuff out there. You have to promote. You have to get people talking about you. You have to get people talking about you that you're over the top. Get people talking about you that you're outrageous, that you're exceptional. The more you stand out, the better off you will be. That also means you're not going to get everybody to like you. Now some people are like, they don't like me. Not everybody will like you. Just get over it, okay? You want to wear a fucking red suit? You wear it. You have to stand out. Absolutely, you gotta stand out. So, promotion over creation. Lesson number 5. Lesson number 5. Stop pretending. Stop telling and start asking. Stop pretending and start asking. Sometimes I talk to entrepreneurs. And I would ask them, hey, how's business? And they would say, well, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You know what fine is? Fine is actually an acronym. F-I-N-E. Fine. F-I-N-E. Here's what it stands for. It stands for freaked out, in debt, not making enough money, and emotionally stressed out. My business is fine. It's not fucking fine! It's not! It is not fine. It fascinates me. Sometimes after a speaking gig like this, every time I speak, and I have entrepreneurs, they would come up to me and they would, because I share my story, and they would want to share their story with me, and I love hearing stories. I live to collect those stories. And they would come up to me and they would spend 15, 20 minutes telling me their stories. I will listen. I'm a very great listener. I don't say a word. But they never ask, well, Dan, what do you think? Out of the thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs that I meet, most, maybe 10% ask, what do you think? It's amazing. It is amazing. I don't somehow, we are loner, that we want to be independent, we want to look good, or whatever the hell it is, that we just don't ask for help. We just don't ask for help. Or I don't know if we don't know how to, okay, first of all, we don't know how to do it. We don't do it. And if we do it, we fuck it up. I'll tell you how we fucked up. Number one is, people would approach me and say, and try to sell me the shit. Like, I don't know you, but you want to buy some of my stuff? Like, It's like you walk up to a girl on the street, you're home or mine. Right? Like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, how about just like get to know my name first? Hello? How about get my phone number? Like, at least a couple phone calls, a couple texts, then you go for a coffee. Hello? It makes no sense. Or when they do ask for help, they're doing it the wrong way. They're saying, well, Dan, I love what you do. You seem to be, well connected, very successful. Can you help me out? They have this entitlement mentality that it's just because people are successful that we should help them, and we want to help them. But successful people will help themselves. So what they are saying is, here's what. So Dan, can you help me to promote my stuff to your people? Here's what it sounds to me. It sounds like, well, Dan, you don't know me. You don't know my product or service. Why don't you put your hard-earned reputation on the line and promote me to your most important clients or partners, even though you know nothing about me? That's what I'm hearing. That's not how I do it. The way I do it is I play the contribution game. Any interaction, I first go, how can I help you? 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 And you keep building that goodwill. I call that, write this down, relational capital. That's a future bank account. You keep investing in that relational capital, and you keep building that. And someday, and sometime when you use it, people are willing to help you. People want to do business with you. In fact, chances are when you deliver enough value, if you're smart, deliver in a smart way, people want to do business with you. Are you following me, yes? Yes. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Lesson number 6. Master, don't dabble. Master, don't dabble. Struggling entrepreneurs who jump from one thing to another. They have what I call the shiny object syndrome. Oh, it's the latest thing, and I can do this, Facebook advertising, and then there's LinkedIn, and then there's Twitter, and then there's Periscope, and then it's whatever. Something new flavor of the month, sometimes new flavor of the week. You want to master one thing and then build on the next. In my career, at first I mastered copywriting. I learned how to create a compelling marketing message that motivates people to take action now. And then I mastered marketing. Then I mastered selling one-on-one, 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 one-on-one. Then I mastered internet marketing, about how to build sites and get traffic and convert those traffic. Then I learned public speaking. Then I mastered that. Then I learned deal making, I mastered that. Then I learned investing, then I mastered that. It's building on the next, wasn't jumping from one thing to another. Because you have to understand, it doesn't matter what you're trying to do. In the beginning, it's going to suck. Because in the beginning, you suck. But you get better. And as time goes by, as you try more things, you learn from your mistakes, you suck less. And eventually, you suck so little that you actually get good. And then when you get good, you keep getting guidance, getting feedback, asking for help, learning from someone. And eventually something magical happens. This business thing, this entrepreneurship thing becomes easy. Not that it's easy, not that it's changed. It's because you are less dumb and you're sucking less. Guarantee you. The first video that I did, actually let me tell you the first book that I did. Many years ago I wrote a book in my early 20s called Quick Turn Marketing. It's absolutely horrible. Horrible. The color was wrong, the inside, the grammatical errors, I mean it is horrible. If you find it on eBay, I'll buy it back from you. Seriously. I don't want it in the marketplace. Do not want it in the marketplace. Like I would buy it from you. See, if you find it, let me know. I will buy it. Like I'll burn it. Like burn it, bitch. Jesus. So if you think about it, from my first book, horrible, second book, also pretty bad, and eventually, okay, now I've done 12 books, I'm happy with the last 2 or 3 that I did, but if I didn't do the first one, I didn't suck at the first one, then how would I get to here? Does that make sense? Yeah. So, master, don't dabble. Master, don't dabble. And very last lesson I want to share with you. Lesson number 7. And that is this. You don't have to get it right. You just have to get it going. You don't have to get it right, you just have to get it going. Most entrepreneurs, what do? They mentally masturbate too much. I don't know, should I do this? Oh, what do you think? Oh, should I do this? Oh, maybe later. Fuck! I just want to slap on the face. Shit! I was just thinking, see, perfection is the enemy of progress. Perfection is the enemy of progress. It's not about being perfect, it's about making progress. It's making progress. So you wrote you wrote an email that you don't like, who fucking gives a damn? Just send it. You recorded a video that you don't like, upload it. You want an article that you don't like, share it. You have a recent post that you tweet the crap out of it. There's a great quote I like by LinkedIn founder, Reid Hoffman. He said, if you're not embarrassed by the first version of your product, you've launched too late. If you're not embarrassed by the first version of the product, you launched too late. So the only person that can stop you from achieving anything, everything you want is you. You don't need to ask, you don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to wait for someone to tell you it's the right time. Better ask for forgiveness than permission. Because you are a fucking entrepreneur. That's what you're born to do. That's what we do. We create stuff. We promote. We push in the marketplace. We don't give a fuck what people think. That's what you're born to do. This is your destiny. So let this talk ignite that fire, that drive, the power, that passion within you. And you go out there and you make shit happen. You just fucking go for it. Thank you very much.